Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into
Insurance
it.
policy in our time is a necessary safety tool for participants of traffic and property interests related to transportation. It can provide for a variety of options that will affect its cost. Experienced drivers who own expensive cars prefer not to save on insurance to protect themselves from unpleasant situations on the road. What is unlimited insurance? The first thing every driver needs to know is that there are restricted or unlimited insurance policies. A restricted policy means that only a specific list of drivers are allowed to drive a car. Unlimited MTPL insurance means that it applies to any person with a driver's license, even if he or she is not included in the contract. Naturally, this option is more expensive, and it is not related to the driving record of the policyholder, i.e., how experienced he/she is. MTPL insurance without restrictions does not allow you to give control of the car to persons who are not specified in it. This is one of the reasons why it is not popular in our country. Another reason is financial, because this policy of unlimited casco or MTPL insurance is more expensive. If one and the same car is used by several drivers, you can write several people into the policy or immediately issue unlimited protection. In the latter option, you can see a check mark in item 3 and in the column, concluded in respect of an unlimited number of persons. This is roughly how unlimited insurance looks like in practice. Cost of unlimited insurance. Many motorists are deservedly interested in the question, how much does unlimited car insurance cost? To begin with, it is necessary to start with what factors influence its cost. First of all, it is the driver's length of service and his age. In the second place, how accident-free was his driving? That is, the more experienced and careful the driver is, the less he will have to pay the insurance payment. If there are several drivers, and each of them has their own individual parameters, the maximum criterion will be applied. Therefore, it is very easy to take out an insurance policy with a restriction. If the cost of insurance without restrictions seems quite high, then the standard procedure will be applied. In the process of filling out the application, the owner indicates which people will be allowed to drive, and the details of the driver's license are prescribed in the policy form. Relatively high price of insurance without limits is its main disadvantage. After the central bank and the Ministry of Finance revised the prime rates, the coefficients that form its cost have not changed. However, the answer to the question of what insurance for an unlimited number of drivers is cheaper lies in the increasing coefficient, which today is equal to the value of 1.8. If the policy includes a specific list of persons authorized to drive, then its value will be equal to 1. That is, there will be no increase in price. Advantages of a policy without restrictions. The so-called open insurance assumes that absolutely any driver can legally drive a particular vehicle. For this purpose, it is not even necessary to draw up a power of attorney. There is also no need to notify the insurance company. The personal details of each person allowed to drive have a direct impact on the price of the policy. The main advantages of choosing unlimited MTPL insurance are obvious. There is no need to worry about which driver will be behind the wheel of a particular vehicle today or tomorrow. That is, even if there is an accident, he will be covered by insurance coverage. The main thing is that he should have a driver's license, and he should not be under the influence of alcohol or illegal drugs. Read also, everything you need to know about the zero TTO. This type of insurance is reasonable when the owner of the car or one of the inscribed drivers is under 22 years of age and/or the total driving experience does not exceed 3 years. It turns out that the maximum coefficient of 1.8 will still be taken when calculating the insurance payment. Under such conditions, it makes sense to buy MTPL insurance without restrictions and allow any driver to drive the vehicle, if necessary. Disadvantages of a policy without restrictions. The main disadvantages of the open policy are reduced to the following 2 main points. Its cost increases immediately by 80%. Discounts for accident-free driving, the so-called KBM, apply only to the owner of the car. Unlike an open contract, unlimited insurance has one more disadvantage. Every time a new person has to be allowed to drive the vehicle, you will have to notify your insurer in writing. Even when the owner is in the cabin, the driver who is not inscribed is not allowed to drive the car, otherwise the contract will not be valid. How much more expensive one type of contract is in relation to another, everyone decides for himself. KBM for unlimited insurance, we should start with what the abbreviation KBM represents. This is the bonus-malus coefficient, which in the language of insurers can be translated as good and bad. In other words, it denotes a discount that can be counted on for driving without accidents. This parameter can be both decreasing and increasing. With its help, insurance coverage can become more expensive or cheaper for the car owner. It is not difficult to guess that the increasing coefficient is applied to those drivers who often become the perpetrators of accidents. On the contrary, those who have not been in accidents for a long time usually receive a discount on registration. The initial coefficient for a newly insured car is always equal to 1. Further, it will change based on the number of accidents for each year of operation, decreasing by 5% of this value. The size of the largest discount can reach 50% of the base payment. That is, experienced drivers theoretically pay 2 times less than beginners. With each insured event, the amount of PBM will increase again. If you regularly get into road accidents, the insurance may become 2.5 times more expensive. Bonus-malus parameter is not affected by insurance events in which the insured person was not found guilty, i.e., the accident occurred due to someone else's mistakes. PBM is necessary and is taken into account in cases when it comes to MTPL insurance with a limited list of persons inscribed in the contract. For the purpose of calculating the cost, the worst PBM of all drivers allowed to drive the vehicle is taken into account. Another important point is related to ownership and driving. The insurance history of the vehicle owner and his history as a driver are different and are taken into account separately when compiling MTPL insurance. Do you need a power of attorney if you have unrestricted motor TPL insurance? Until a few years ago, in order to drive someone else's vehicle, it was required to be enrolled in an MTPL policy and to have a power of attorney from the owner of the car to drive it. This caused unnecessary trouble for drivers, after which changes were made to the legal framework. Now, if the driver is listed in the MTPL insurance policy, he is no longer required to have a power of attorney to drive. This document has been removed from the list of mandatory documents that traffic police inspectors may require. The fact that the driver is registered in the CMTPL insurance contract of a particular car confirms the legality of his or her driving. It is not difficult at all to add a new person to the motor TPL policy. To do this, you can go directly to the insurer's office or purchase the contract electronically. A power of attorney from the owner will be required now in strictly limited cases. For example, if you need to leave the country on another person's car, sell it, put it on the registration, or remove it, go through the procedure of technical inspection or diagnostic card, and so on. Read also, what to do if the insurance company has paid little, what is better, limited or unlimited MTPL insurance. There are pros and cons of insurance with restrictions. First of all, everything rests on the amount of the insurance payment. For those who do not want to lay out extra money and know in advance that only selected people will drive, it makes sense to take out limited MTPL insurance. In all other cases, limited insurance may lead to a conflict in case of an accident. Another important point, only private individuals are allowed to conclude a contract with restrictions listing specific drivers. Therefore, when it comes to an enterprise of any form of ownership, the contract is always drawn up for an unlimited number of drivers. The difference of limited insurance is that it does not cover absolutely all life situations. Insurance agents themselves recommend choosing a particular policy based on the need and frequency of allowing 3 persons to drive. Despite the fact that the cost of the policy may seem less and the registration is simpler, there may be difficulties when switching to a limited contract or registration of a new car. Calculation of bonus-malus coefficients. Drivers who have taken out an unlimited policy may not fear not only the occurrence of an accident, but also an inspection by traffic police inspectors. In addition, such a program allows you to resort to the help of completely third-party drivers, for example, when they are involved in the service sober driver. For courier, taxi, and other companies with a large staff of drivers, it is indispensable in general and in all other cases when it comes to the constant use of vehicles. How to convert limited insurance into unlimited insurance. All insurance companies without exception provide for this procedure. All you need to do is to apply to your insurer with an application about the need to make changes. After the conditions have been recalculated, the insurer will issue a policy with the new conditions. As a rule, the cost of insurance coverage will be recalculated upwards. In order for the changes to take effect, a surcharge must be paid at the cashier's office. To find out whether there are restrictions in the insurance, you need to look in the section that contains information about the number of drivers who have the right to drive the vehicle. If the line with the name, "Without restrictions," is marked, it means that the car can be driven by anyone who has a valid license with the appropriate category. Otherwise, the persons authorized to drive will be listed by name. If the application is written not by the policyholder himself, but by another person who has been entrusted with authority, he will be asked to present a notarized power of attorney. After the changes are made, the insurance company will withdraw the old policy and instead will issue a new one, which will necessarily contain a note about the original contract, as well as the reasons for its reissuance. When receiving the new policy, it is necessary to check the correctness of all the data entered in it. The law does not limit the maximum permissible number of persons inscribed in one motor third-party liability insurance contract. Formally, they can be specified even a few dozen people. However, in practice, in such cases it is recommended to issue an unlimited MTPL insurance, which greatly simplifies the interaction of the parties in disputable situations. In conclusion, understanding the differences between limited and unlimited insurance for cars and other vehicles is crucial for making informed decisions about your coverage. Limited insurance typically offers lower premiums, but comes with restrictions on the types of damages covered, while unlimited insurance provides broader protection, ensuring peace of mind in various situations. By carefully assessing your needs, budget, and risk tolerance, you can choose the policy that best suits your lifestyle and driving habits. Remember, the right insurance not only protects your vehicle, but also safeguards your financial future. Thank you for watching, and stay informed on your insurance options.